So I don't know how much you just of what I just said, but I want to repeat it. When we start talking about people trying to stack the board and mafia style, that's when I decided I need to say something tonight. Reverend Huling, I've been trying to help fix this education system for 14 years. The lady who usually sits in this seat, Naomi Buckner, I went door to door for her to try to get her put on this school board 14 years ago. 12 years ago, I stood across the street on Macon Road with Pat Hughley Green, Dr. Clark Gillette, and two other candidates that the local Democratic Party had decided to back, which was unprecedented, but we decided to do it because the school system we were slipping, and that was 12 years ago. So I stood with Pat Hughley Green 12 years ago, and if that's part of stacking the deck, I'm stacking the deck. And the undercurrent of this, and I'm getting this, and it really bothers me, given my family background and background in education and the things that we went through in Sumter County back in the early 70s, you know, the allegations being made, well, I'm picking black candidates to go against black candidates. Well, Naomi's candidate opposition was black. I didn't hear a word from anybody. Pat Hughley Green's candidate was black. Nobody criticized me. 4 years ago when I helped AJ Sr., there was a black incumbent that I supported on AJ's behalf. And there wasn't a word, there wasn't a peep of criticism. This time around, I'm actually supporting a black female who was horribly depicted in a local tabloid against a former failed white woman who used to be on this board. The point is, you know, I didn't hear any criticism back then, Reverend, and now all of a sudden, you know, there's a problem. But we have this big audience, and I'm going to wrap it up. I disagree with you, and we can talk about this next week about failing schools. We've got to call these schools what they are in order to ever fix them. And I want to bring it to this audience's attention tonight. Our school system remains in the bottom 1/3 to 1/4, depending on which of the two measures you use, and there aren't but two measures that matter, within every school district in the state of Georgia. That is unacceptable. Over 30% of our schools just got an F from the state of Georgia. 17 this year, 16 last year. That's not progress, and that is unacceptable. Well over half of the third graders in our school system, and by the way, y'all know where these failing schools are. I don't have to tell you all that, okay? Over half of our third graders can't read at grade level. And what that means, and we know what it means, is that they have an 11% chance of getting a high school diploma. And if you don't get a high school diploma, you got a 75% chance of either going to prison or being on public assistance. And if you're a black male, you have a 70% chance of going to prison. That is unacceptable. It can be fixed, and I want to fix it. I want to fix it with you, Reverend Huling. I want to sit down and start this dialogue. And if we fix the school system, we go a long, long way toward fixing poverty and crime. So I thank you again for calling me back this morning. Your comments are well received, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you, sir.